You're right. And God, I've gotten those confirmations even from my bishop. He didn't know exactly what was going on, but he told me it was time to move forward. Mom, people tell me God is telling me move forward. And sometimes we question, what does that mean? It's simple. I know what's going on in my life. I know what I need to be doing, and it's just I need to be pushing forward because God is not going to give me and give me these gifts. He's not going to put me through the trials and tribulations and have me overcome them to a degree to where I can't help nobody else and me feel like I'm less than or that I can't help that person when I had to realize that me being chosen to do what I do is because God saw it in me. God wouldn't have
Mhm.
put it in me. God wouldn't have chosen me if he didn't think that I could handle it. He's not going to have me go out there and put things out there or speak or share, my testimonies and look like a fool. You know what I mean? I had to, but this is sometimes how the enemy, works. And
Mhm.
I had to, and I'm still fighting. I could be authentic. I'm still fighting through that because I do feel that is a true calling on my life that Satan does not want to come to pass. And just having these opportunities, I had to realize like these opportunities are opportunities for you to help somebody else. You cannot um, do for other people, and you cannot share by holding it in. It's not for me. That's what I had to realize. That what I do and even what you do, it's not for us. We wasn't put on here for the purpose to serve for us. We was put on there. I do nobody no service. I do them a disservice by not sharing my life, sharing my testimony, sharing my brand, sharing what I do with other people when I know that it can practically and perhaps save somebody's life. I'm actually I feel that I had to keep this in my mind that I'm helping someone else commit emotional and spiritually suicide by not sharing what God has given me, because what I have could save some. What I say tonight or what I have said or what somebody has read, if I don't put it out there, how are they going to read it in order to have their life changed and experience transformation?
Exactly. Exactly. And I remember us having a conversation and you was telling me how you suffer with lupus
Mm-hmm.
and how when you went to the doctor there was no evidence, like they if the doctor said if he did not know you had lupus he would not have believed that you suffered from lupus, and
Yep.
I'm just like I'm like, people need to hear that.
Yes.
People need to hear that because I know plenty of people that suffer with lupus.
Me too.
Matter of fact, my niece suffered with lupus.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people that suffer with lupus, and some of them they have doubts. They listen to all the things that the doctor say, and they accept these
Mm-hmm.
different things. Like my niece, she just she won't try. And me and my sister, we get so aggravated sometimes because like I want her to get up. My niece has gained so much weight and her weight go up and down because of
Mm-hmm.
all the different medications or
Medications.
whatever. And to me, every time I see her, I feel like she's just in so much pain, and it just hurts me because she's hurting and I see her hurt. And whenever I talk to her, it's her son, which he said, "Mama's not feeling good today. She's laying down. It's always she's laying down.
Laying
She's
down.
stuck in her bed, And he's like, I'm trying to help take care of Mama today, And I'm like, wow, that's not a
Mm-hmm.
way a child should have to live.
You're
So
right.
I'm definitely waiting for that book to come out because
Yeah.
you're gonna bless a lot of people when
Yes.
you share about when you share about your condition, when you share about how you're living with lupus and how you're still able to get out and do all of the stuff that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, and it's a lot of us that we don't look like what we go through. We don't look like what we've been through. We
Right.
don't look like none of that stuff. But I tell people all the time, it took all of that to make us look like what we look
Mm-hmm.
like, though.
That's right. That's right. The struggle, the pain, and a lot of times, I was diagnosed. I'm 54 now. I was diagnosed with lupus a year after. my daughter was born. So just imagine, a year after my daughter born, here it is. I'm told I have lupus. And first of all, when I was told and diagnosed, a whole year after I suffered the way I did with the pain, because I was like a walking, they just couldn't understand what was wrong with me. I would blow up in the face. Mine would happen more in the face and was more physical with the chronic pain. They just could not understand what was wrong with me, and how I was diagnosed with through a rash they call the butterfly rash. It was a rash that would happen around the nose, and it was in the shape of look like a butterfly. And they took a piece of it. My grandmother, maternal grandmother, is diagnosed